It's Will from stormthecastle.com, and this is part one of my making a World War II diorama tutorial. This is actually comes after the introduction, so if you want to follow this series, there is an introduction to this where I go over a few things. So here in part one, what I'm going to explain to you a little bit is about the models, the miniatures, the actual diorama itself, and the design and layout of it. So, and that's what I have here. I've got my little 172 scale miniatures here, and I've painted them. I got my US soldiers. I've got some German soldiers here. I've got a few different sandbags and some wall pieces and some nice ruined buildings there, and I'm going to be using those in the diorama. And I've completed my two tanks. I have a Tiger tank here on the left and a Sherman tank on the right, and I have my anti-tank gun there on the right. So now I wanted to talk a little bit about design and layout of your diorama. So I've chosen this size. It's a pretty good size. It's comfortable to work with. And what I did was I started to conceptualize and think about what I was going to do. So you have to do that. You have to, move the things around and try to come up with a pleasing arrangement. And you have to think about the idea of the diorama. It's always good to try to come up with some kind of a concept. And what I came up with a concept here is the Tiger tank is chasing the Sherman tank. And it doesn't look good because it's not much of a match. The Tiger tank is pretty much overpowered the Sherman, but there's a bit of an ambush there in that the anti-tank gun is going to be firing on the Tiger tank. So, which is kind of a nice little story. So the Sherman tank is going to get away, and the Tiger tank is going to be taken out by the anti-tank gun here. So, and I got a neat little thing I'm going to do there. So I started moving around the arrangement. That's what you should do, is move these things around, try to come up with your story, and try to come up with a nice arrangement that looks good, and then start to sketch it out. And I have some sketches. I did some sketches on paper. I'll show you a couple of those. I'll pop those right into this video so you can see some of the sketches I did. And then you select your piece of wood for your base, and then draw right on that. Now transfer the sketch to the base and start to get a feel for how that's going to look when you got it. So what I have here is, this is going to be a grassy area. And this is going to be a wooded area right on the edge here, as if the tank is coming out of the woods. And there's going to be some ruins. This is all going to be sandy. I'm going to put a couple of foxholes in here, or trenches, so I can show you how to do trenches. And I'm also going to have barbed wire around this installment, and I'm going to have mud over here, so I can show you how to do mud in a World War II diorama. So you're going to get mud, you're going to get trenches, you're going to get barbed wire, and typical terrain features. So that's the whole design and layout. So do that. Experiment with your design. Try to come up with an idea of something's happening. It makes it very interesting. And then start to sketch it out and draw it out and do it all. So in the next installment, I will actually show you how I make this terrain, how I build it up with plaster and with cardboard, and then how I decorate it. Thanks for watching. Lots more stuff on my website, www.stormthecastle.com. I also have tutorials on how to paint these miniatures, how to assemble your tanks, and how to paint them and whatnot.